Hello Divine Feminine, and welcome to your power message for Saturday. Now, this is a very powerful message. Not long ago, I did a series called Mother Healing, and many of you did that. Maybe you're ready to do that now and you're thinking about your mother. Maybe you're missing them as we move towards Christmas time if they are on the other side, or you're thinking about your childhood. You know, we've been accessing childhood wounds lately and healing those and thinking about the past and healing the past. So this is about having compassion for all things and all people, not just our twin flame, but ourselves and our life and the people who've affected our life, including our parents. And the message says, I have compassion for my parents, and I have compassion for my childhood. I understand that my parents were always doing the best they could, considering where they came from and how they were raised. So you're being reminded that in every moment, in everything that you go through, everyone, including you, including your twin, including family, friends, bosses, colleagues, strangers, everyone is doing the best they can with the information they have, the experiences they are having, and the way they are living. So this is about forgiving and releasing the past, having compassion. When we see things from a higher point of view, and we realise that everyone has an ego to deal with in this human lifetime, everyone, even the most spiritual beings, you know, the people you may look up to, you know, they're giving me people like, you know, Louise Hay or Gandhi, or, you know, someone you looked up to, even Jesus. And the earthly plane were overcoming the ego. The ego edges all the goodness out. And, you know, it depends what you believe for Jesus. They're giving me Jesus. Why would Jesus have an ego? But Jesus had the devil to deal with. And really the ego is like the devil. It's the same kind of thing. So we all come to this earth to learn and grow. Everyone. Your twin, you, your family, friends, your mother, your father. And we all have an ego. And that ego edges all the goodness out and brings in fear. It brings in struggle. It tries to hold us back. And at times, we allow the ego to control us and take over because of things that are happening to us. But as a spiritual being, when we wake up, we realise that whatever happens to us happens for us. And then it's easier to handle the ego and understand and see things from a higher point of view. And that's when things make sense and we gain clarity. So we understand whatever we go through, there is a reason for that. There is a plan, there is a divine design. And God understands more than anyone what that is. We may understand little bits of it, but we sometimes can't see. Not for lack of trying, but maybe we're not meant to in that moment. Sometimes we can't see the whole picture, whereas God can. But we see a little bit of it. It's like you're driving at night and maybe it's foggy or, you know, it's very dark and you can't see the road ahead. But what you can see is the small amount of road you need to drive, you know, safely because it's illuminated. So we get illuminated to things we need to be aware of along the way, and the angels bring that guidance in. And as we grow and evolve and transform, we can look back at our lives, especially our childhood, and realise why things occurred. And in the Mother Healing series, this is what we touched on. And that really happened for me, you know, because I didn't really understand until my own mum died why my mother behaved and did the things she did when her mum died. But now I understand. And I understand it from a higher perspective by going through those things. And the thing is, as a divine feminine, we experience things along our journey. Things that we may not understand at the time or make sense of at the time or even know why we're going through it at the time. So that we can empathise and see things from another point of view. So we can empathise with others and really see it from a higher place. So for example, you know, if you're a healer or you're a channeler or you're, you know, giving guidance about something in your life, you've had to go through those things to learn about it. And most of those things will be through first-hand experiences of it. So you can look back and say, yes, I went through that, I survived, now I can help others. That's why so many people go through addiction and want to help other people going through an addiction. You know, that's why there's Alcoholics Anonymous and all these things out there, because people who've got through it want to help people get through it. And that's the same with the divine feminine, with the twin flame journey. It's a hard road, but you've walked that road. So you can now help others by explaining how it feels when you go through separation, or when you're blocked or ghosted, or all these things that happen. So we learn as we go. And then when we experience things, we can say, wow, now I understand why my mother did that, or why my father did that, or why I had to go through that in childhood, because that made me stronger. And none of us, not many of us anyway, have had an easy childhood. A lot of us have been through, especially things like alcoholism. Maybe there was abuse there, or there was feeling abandoned, or your parents split up, or things happened. So really the angel's saying, yes, things happened. But do you know what? You've come out stronger for it. You are a fighter and a warrior. So forgive them, forgive yourself, forgive the situation, and feel free. And this is a day where, you can have compassion for your parents. You can have compassion for your sister or your brother or your friends who hurt you, or, people who may have left your life now because they were doing the best they could at the time with the information they had and the experiences they were having with their ego. They're giving me fear. So remember the angel's saying, consider where they came from and how they were raised. So maybe their upbringing and their programming and their conditioning through childhood made them behave the way they did about certain things. And maybe that affected your life in some way. And now you're realizing, wow, I understand now. Things make more sense. And this also allows us to understand the masculine's journey too. And why the masculines may do the things they do, because it may be things that they've been brought up thinking through their parents' upbringing and conditioning and programming. So there's always a reason behind things. And we learn on this journey to step out from the crowd, to stand on our own 2 feet. That's why a lot of us have challenging family relationships. We may have challenging relationships with our parents, or with our sisters or brothers, or our family, or even people who just don't seem to understand what we do. And that's because we're breaking free from the matrix reality. We're not plugged in. You're not plugged into that matrix. So give yourself a round of applause for being you. So have compassion for other people's upbringing, childhood, experiences. And remember, they may not have done it your way, but they had to do it their own way for growth. And this is your life to live, for you to do things your way. So it's also about releasing expectations, not demanding things our own way, and releasing part of control. So I want to bring in the What's Next oracle. So what's next for the divine feminine? Look at this, a blessing comes to you. And maybe this reading today is a blessing, because this may be things you've been thinking about or working out or gaining clarity on, and it comes as a blessing. But there's blessings ahead for you. A blessing will come to you today. A blessing in some way. Maybe you receive that feather, or that, beautiful kind of leaf that we've been talking about. Maybe something else comes to you, a present, a gift in some way. Maybe wise words or words of love from your twin. But a blessing is coming to you today, divine feminine. And it's because you are learning how to change your perception and see things from a higher point of view, and to have compassion. And when we have compassion for all beings, including ourselves, we start walking with love, and we start operating in love and responding with love. And then we don't get triggered so easy. So this is part of our journey too, to realize, wow, that person is doing the best they can. So if that person is triggering you, getting at you, shouting at you, that person is doing the best they can. Remember, hurt people hurt people. People who struggle can act in crazy ways. Fear makes us do crazy things. Grief makes us do crazy things. So be kind and loving and gentle, and you're going to receive blessings. And you're going to heal things in your life. Heal things with your twin, with your family, with your friends. You're going to feel healed. So I feel a lot of healing energy. When I'm connecting with this message today, I'm actually feeling Mother Mary around everyone, and Archangel Raguel. And Archangel Raguel is the harmonizer. He harmonizes relationships. He helps relationships to be restored. He helps with reunion. He helps to clear the air, to sort things out, and also to have loving compassion for others. So I feel there's a great healing coming into your life right now, not just with your twin, but with other people. Things are being healed. Rifts are being healed now from the past. Whether the person is still around in your life, has left your life, or has transitioned towards a new life, things are changing for the better. And everyone got you where you are. Everything and everyone can be a catalyst to your union when you see it that way. Because everything's made you stronger from the moment you were born to where you are now. And you're going to continue to be healed and grow and go through conflict and upheaval. But you will find it easier to handle the ego, because it's only the ego that causes the problem. It isn't the person or the situation or the event outside of you. It's always what's going on inside of you. It's our own inner battles and conflict in our own mind that cause all the problems in our lives. And when we learn to master our minds and our ego and our emotions, really, we've mastered our life. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.